Hey, everybody, how we doing today?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin?
Okay, so I thought about this last week. It's really funny that we're watching two shows that are set in the 80s, and
Right.
they couldn't be more different.
The Goldbergs versus
One
Americans.
is talking about how awesome the 80s were, how
Right.
fun everything was. This show's like, the 80s were terrible.
Different experiences from different perspectives. for
Exactly,
sure.
right?
There's the political 80s, which were not great, and then there was the growing up as a kid in the 80s, which, much better.
And they're both like middle class,
Sure.
suburbs,
Right.
which is really, it's really interesting to get both sides of the same coin. Obviously, they're very different shows. One's a sitcom, one's a spy drama.
Right.
But I really do love The Americans. I like that we have both the juxtaposition of both shows, you know what I mean? And especially the last episode with how dark it really was.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Philip went on a full-on killing spree.
Well, this is like first season. I kind of feel like the journey was more about Elizabeth, right? Coping with her past trauma and dealing with Gregory and dealing with, am I actually in love with my husband? And I really feel like the journey was largely hers.
Yeah.
We kind of knew where Philip stood in the first season.
Yeah. He was ready to get out.
Yeah, he was. For in episode 1, he was kind of like, I just want to have my family, and be okay. This season's more about his dark journey, really, in that he wanted to get out, but he still believed in his cause.
Yeah.
But now the trauma of all of it's actually starting to get to him.
Yeah.
The trauma got to Elizabeth in season 1, and it's really getting to him in season 2.
And I still think he's there. I still think Elizabeth's like, hey, let's get out. I think he's like, you got it.
I think if there was an easy way out and Elizabeth was on board and the kids would be on board, they would take it. But
because the kids are really, they're going through it right now too. They're at an interesting crossroads. We saw Philip tear up a Bible.
Right, yeah.
Threw it at the wall last episode.
So I think that was the cracks and everything else he's going through.
It is. It is. It wasn't just because he hates the Bible. It was. There was a lot going on there. Obviously, his kids are lying to him. He feels like he has no control over his life, basically.
Right.
And he's tired of it. He's tired of doing, basically just murdering all these people.
Yeah. Well, and again, that was his frustration with all of that, and with Paige. And that when your mood is already up, it's easy to conflate your emotions.
Sure.
And so Paige kind of bore the brunt of that because she was in trouble.
The pastor almost bore it too. I mean, that was a great moment.
Yeah, that was a really, really well done scene. But I don't know where Philip's journey goes here, because the pastor just kind of straight up invited him. Like, buddy, come on, Burden. There's a safe place for you here. It doesn't look like that Philip's into it, but we don't know because of he's really going through the ringer right now, where he's going to come out on the other side. If there's a possibility he starts to make moral judgments about what he's doing, because they're not, right?
Sure.
Everyone keeps saying, you did what you had. You keep talking about what he's killed people. Well, you did what you had to do.
Yeah.
Did you?
Sure,
I mean, for the job, yes, but
your soul,
right? Yeah, or just your morality, if nothing else. Philip obviously is not a religious person, but
I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's forced to do awful things.
Sure, but I mean, he's questioning. I mean, you murder innocent people. You don't get to say I'm just a good dude.
Yeah.
There's the line. Barry was a show about that, right? I'm a good guy. I'm not a bad guy because I'm shooting people in the face.
That's a great comparison.
Well, actually. You are.
You kind of felt for the guy because he obviously was torn up about it. He wasn't just I'm just going to do this and move on.
Right. I think at this point, you root for Philip like you did for Walter White, right? If you want him to do the right thing, they're interesting. But anti-hero for sure. I don't think it's wrong to say Philip is a bad guy. He's murdered several people, some of them just people that got it, they were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
A busboy.
Yeah, exactly. And we got that right at the beginning of the season, right? Yeah. The idea that, I think the showrunners do that on purpose, right? Just in case you're wondering if these are good people or bad people, here's this scene to remind you they're bad people.
Yeah.
They are.
It's cold blood.
We got into that thing where the poor truck driver, right? That Elizabeth was just going to shoot him in the face, and Philip's like, let's find a way not to do it. He's understanding he's bad people.
Yeah.
Elizabeth hasn't gotten there and understanding that they're bad people.
We never really got her conscious.
Well, not yet.
A little bit with the Navy guy.
Right, for sure. Because she felt bad about that, for sure.
Yeah.
But I do think let's face it, she could have killed him after he did that instead of figuring out a way to break up with him. And maybe she was supposed to. But I would predict then that as Philip kind of goes through this, how do I reconcile the fact I'm actually a bad guy doing bad things
while having a full plate?
Right. Well, and keep doing it, right?
Yeah.
I have this job I have to do, but I mean, so is a hitman. I have a job. It's my job, sure, but if I'm a drug dealer, but my job is dealing drugs.
Yeah.
If I'm selling kids heroin, does that mean I'm a good guy because I had to do it for my job?
Exactly.
And I think Elizabeth's going to get there too. I think she's going to come
so.
to a point where she's like, maybe we're not doing the right thing with all of the stuff we're doing.
And I wonder if the season takes that direction as the show goes on. But also I think coming up here, we finally addressed in the last episode the murders at the beginning of the season. Also,
get back to it. Yeah.
I think the Larrick thing's going to come back in a big way. Somebody on Patreon pointed it out because we had that really eerie shot of him at the end of the episode.
Yeah, when he's like, but they kill people. Yeah,
he definitely knows.
Yeah, he knows who it is. He knows what happened.
Do you think he seeks retribution?
Yes, I do. He did not look happy about it. I don't think he's the kind of guy to just take something and walk away.
I would like to see a showdown between those two and him because apparently he's super skilled. We could have we had that great action sequence at the end of the first season with the car chase.
Right.
We might get something similar with Larrick.
Yeah,
the season.
I think that, like I said, I think that we're going to get a redemption arc for Philip starting here, and Elizabeth at another point. And I think there's a real chance by the end of the show that those two are the good guy and Stan is straight up the villain on the show.
I mean, it could happen
because Stan's heading the other direction.
That's the real Walter White comparison,
right? Because I agree.
Good man descending into darkness.
Yeah, and I think he is. I really think he's becoming the bad guy on the show.
He is.
All right, we've talked enough here. We're going to go ahead and welcome Booze Matron, Bernadette, Nova Nebular, and Leah. Welcome, guys, to our Patreon group. We're very happy here with us.
Yes, we are. And if you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel. If you don't mind hitting the like button for us, please leave us a comment down below and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we have coming your way.
Yeah, if you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. We are at least 4 episodes ahead on everything, including The Americans over on Patreon from where we are on YouTube. So if you catch this on YouTube and you want to keep going, there's the place to do it. You will need to sync and watch along on your own device or streaming service. You'll only see and hear us for copyright. Mm-hmm. We're also watching 30 Rock as an exclusive. Great show.
Surveillance reports that you requested. Alexandria, Virginia, the week of...
Yeah, this is definitely coming to a head, too.
You respect Jesus, but not us!
He's such a good actor.
Yeah, he's
so good.
Yeah.
I don't need the speech. I know it's war.
Yeah, see, he's on his way. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I do think it's easier for her. I mean, because we just don't get it.
She's had a harder upbringing, honestly.
Yeah, she's tougher, and we also just don't get the same type of emotional reaction we get from him.
Yeah,
we don't know what's going on in her head as much as his.
Colder.
Yeah, she plays everything closer to the vest than Philip does.
Yeah, not to say she doesn't feel things, but
right. But we don't get it.
Yeah,
right.
I want to talk to Paige. Tell her I'm sorry.
Thought we need to.
She was disrespecting us. I made her clean the kitchen.
It's tough because they got into this not thinking they were the bad guys, and now they're like, we've crossed the lines. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just such an interesting dynamic. It really is.
It's very complex. I'm sure it's tough for them to rationalize and understand.
And they're seeing that. We're seeing that now.
Yeah.
You back already? Yeah, had a personal emergency.
Oh yeah,
he's back.
There's some things in life you can only handle yourself. I hear that.
I think he's back to kill him.
I'm gonna kill 2 Russians.
Yeah, I mean, really, yeah.
They're like, oh, good one, Larrick.
Yeah.
Right. This might be happening sooner than I thought. I kind of thought that was gonna be like a finale situation.
Well, I mean, we're in 3 episodes out, 4 episodes out, and this, we might have a build to it.
And I don't think he's the one that killed Emmett and Leanne. I don't think that was him.
I don't think so either.
And they're really stuffing this season, aren't they?
Yeah. There's a lot going on this season.
In a good way, not in a bad way.
Yeah. There were less running storylines in season 1 than there are in this one.
Yes. Also, I want to shout out the music. I love the score.
Yeah.
It's very...
it really brings the tension, doesn't it?
Little rotary phones.
Yeah. I think they were fun. My grandmother had one way longer than any person should have.
It does suck when you mess up a number, though.
Yeah. Let's start over.
Where'd go my head go?
It's not an Eggo. Mom made it.
Oh. In that case.
Come on, Henry.
It's so awkward.
Yeah.
So Paige.
Give her time. We've all been mad at our parents when we've gotten in trouble.
Yeah.
It's really not for them to apologize to us.
You could have destroyed us both.
Mutually assured destruction.
Yeah. Welcome to the 80s. Yeah.
We'd been here 3 months. Would have washed out in a year. Didn't have the stomach for the trade.
Yeah.
He wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Well, he really had that choice, did he?
You target our people, we target yours.
Philip did kill
He
kill
did.
Chris, and
Yeah.
that's a Russian spy did it.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. I like the Cold War that those two guys had.
Oh, for sure.
It's really engaging and also like riveting. Honestly, like, every time they see each other, I'm like, yes, let's go, outwit each other.
Why do her wigs always look so much better than
Then
Philip's
his
wigs?
outfit, yeah, his outfits are terrible.
I can do my job, Philip.
I know you can, but this time you don't have to.
He doesn't want you to.
When was the last time you spoke to Annalise?
6 weeks ago. Trust me, this is the better move.
I don't know how Stan gets there from here, honestly. He will, but
Long road ahead, though, for sure.
yeah,
You think Burov is involved?
I can't make a direct connection.
Jim Cat is very smart.
He is.
Philip took something out of it.
They rig up concealments. But not like this. This is an intelligence service.
That took him 4 minutes from showing
That's
up
what
to
I'm saying.
figure that out.
Yeah.
Guess that's why he's in charge.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing they just came to that conclusion now.
For sure.
You look spectacular.
Oh, okay. We thought she was going to die in the first season.
We did.
He's handsome.
And powerful.
What do you need me to do?
Something unsavory.
Yeah, it's like intrigue.
Hey, Dad, do you have a minute?
Sure.
Yes. The quiet was like worried me there. No.
They teach you teamwork and social values.
3 months.
That's a long summer camp. Most summer camps aren't the entire summer.
No.
I'll talk to your mom.
Right, but I really need to get this in. It's almost April and it starts June 5th.
I don't know how you say no and just not
At this point, yeah.
completely alienate your kid. Yeah.
I am responsible for you, and I expect a certain amount of respect. If you mess up, my head will roll.
He does try to steamroll her quite a bit.
For sure. Youth and inexperience.
Yeah. She seems all right, you know. She's new, but
I think he would be happier with her than with Granny. They didn't trust her at all.
I know.
As long as I've been here, still knock me out year after year. Okay.
This guy.
He's able to fake an awful lot of
Such a
identity and
sociopath.
documents. He's
Yeah.
definitely a dark operative.
It really is.
Thanks for this. You did some good today.
The other face. Get out
Yeah.
of the office.
This guy seems really weird.
Yeah.
He was down at the pool when it happened, didn't see anything until he came up and found him. If he'd been there 10 minutes earlier,
Kid was lucky.
not that lucky.
Want to know who the freaking
They're really not going to let us know for a minute.
No.
Did they give us anything?
Javid's traveling with virtually no security, and he takes a swim every night before dinner.
I'll drown him.
Yeah, right.
Is she ready? Because we're going to a lot of trouble if you can't get her there.
Put all your eggs in her basket. We'll see.
Yeah.
See, this is a disguise that works for him, though. He looks
He
like
does.
Michael Caine or something.
Yeah, he looks more legit in this one than some of the others. But I think that's the point, is the distraction, right? All you see is the goatee or the crazy hair, or, a turtleneck.
Yeah. Some guy in a turtleneck.
Yeah.
Yusuf has to talk to you.
Men talk to me.
But his job is not to talk.
You gotta seduce him.
I have nothing to do with illegals. You know that, Stan.
Listen, I think that Burov is here to steal stealth technology and that those illegals were trying to help him.
It's a good...
Yeah.
What's the matter, Tom?
Sandra is having an affair.
He's unloading on his mistress
I know.
about his marriage problems.
So are you?
Yeah, thank you.
But the funny thing, the crazy thing is, it's still a shock.
I wasn't shocked.
I wasn't either.
You have a son?
I shouldn't be telling you this.
You shouldn't be telling her a lot of things. Like this isn't going to end up in the office the next day.
Yeah.
Is she always at the safe house? Is that a new place she lives, or is that just where she meets him?
It kind of seems that way. It's just like this weird domestic thing where he shows up and he's like, I'm home. Yeah, because where is she staying at? Does
Right.
she have her own apartment,
Well, because there can't be a risk that he gets seen going in and out. So
Exactly.
it's got to be a safe house. It was originally a safe house, but now it just seems like she's living there.
Yeah.
Christopher Jennings? Is there somebody named Christopher at the church?
I guess we're going to find out. Probably has to be, right?
Henry breaks into the neighbor's house and it's no big deal, but I want to be a better person and I'm the bad guy?
You don't know what's best for you, and I do.
You can't stop me.
You can, yeah. 'Cause you're a kid.
I do feel bad for Paige, but at the same
No,
time,
I do.
you
Yeah.
gotta listen to mom and dad.
Come on now, let's get going.
Bye, Dad.
I'll see you later.
Oh my
God.
Jesus.
We really need to get going.
Okay, I thought he was gonna kill the family for a second.
I did for a second. It's a bold choice to be
It's
walking through
not in
somebody's
here.
house.
Look by the dollhouse, honey.
If she would have turned around, he might have killed her.
This guy.
He goes alone.
Okay. I'm starting to figure out what he's doing.
Yeah, he's taking out the other house.
Yeah.
I told her she's not going to camp.
You did?
She was about to forge my name on the application.
Oh, I thought it said Christopher. I think it said Elizabeth.
Yeah.
That's not true.
She's going to be eaten alive out there. She's never going to be ready for the real world if we do not get her ready.
She is the tougher one when it comes to that stuff, for sure.
Well, the mom says goes. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
especially when you're like in middle school.
Right.
Oh man, that kind of got me a little bit.
This is a smart guy.
Yeah.
So, who are you talking to?
So
They had a failsafe on all that.
smart.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say, that they were criminals?
No, not at all.
All right, well then what?
I really doubt he knows.
Doesn't seem like he does. He just hesitated for a minute there, though.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen these people before?
Is he gonna recognize Elizabeth?
I don't think either one of them are recognizable. From those,
Yeah,
from
those sketches aren't
yeah.
the best.
I need a drink.
What are you doing?
Just pour me a drink, I said.
She feels bad.
Yeah. I mean, she did say she's trying to work it out with her husband.
Yeah.
How could you do this?
Annalise.
What kind of man are you?
He did tell her he wasn't sure if she was ready.
You don't think it kills me to watch the woman I love sacrifice herself like that? Give herself to another man?
It probably comes from a place of truth too. I mean, honestly, he has to do that with his actual wife
Yeah,
and
it's just-
himself.
he looks
you
like
know?
he's actually feeling bad here.
Yeah. We got it. Wow.
This guy's got a lot of skills.
Oh crap.
Hey, is Bobby there?
Bobby who?
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I must have the wrong number.
Yeah, the poor handler.
Yeah.
She's brand new to this.
It's a big job she's in.
Yeah.
I feel like Granny wouldn't have taken a
She'd been-
wrong number like that
No.
lightly.
No, she was suspicious.
Exactly, like anything.
Call them back. Yeah, Paige is going to be like, "You're smoking in the house now, and I can't go to
Right.
camp." All right, 3 episodes today where I just want to watch the next one immediately.
Seriously.
Come on, man. I love it so much, but dang it, I want it so bad. All right, yeah. So they're in some deep freaking water, no pun intended, with the pool murder there. But they're in some deep water. Honestly, Lyric he's a problem.
Yeah, I love how much we're setting this guy up as somebody who's really capable,
Yeah.
like an actual dangerous adversary. And not just because of his ability to gather information,
Yeah.
but he's actually dangerous.
And here's the fun part about the series, right? This season has really played the long game,
Yeah,
big time, and now it's starting to pay off.
sure.
Like this is what we've been waiting for. This, like we thought halfway through, we're like, oh, we're gonna find out who the murderer is. It's gonna be like the big part, this big thing in the season. Not at all.
Right.
That's coming out here pretty soon, and it seems like Stan might be the one who gets to the bottom of it.
Sure.
Now, do you think it is Oleg that had them killed?
I don't
Because
know.
I don't know either. I mean, like I thought of that idea. I always thought John Carroll Lynch was involved in that somehow.
Sure.
Maybe not. Maybe not. That might not be the case. It could be the case. It could be a big reveal. But it seems like that storyline's been mostly shifted over to Stan. Now they have to do with Lyric.
Right.
I think this whole Javid situation is just going to be like a filler until the Lyric thing blows it up somehow.
Especially when they don't even know it's happening. Right.
Yeah.
That's what makes it dangerous is they're
Yeah.
not expecting him at all, and he's getting close.
And it seems like he's going to target the handler.
Sure.
And who knows how he's going to, get that information out. I mean, I anticipate him like capturing her or something. I mean,
hard to say.
Yeah,
we don't really know where how far his motivations go. But he seems very capable.
Yeah,
he seems like he's playing the long game himself. I don't think he just kills her.
No.
I think he's right. I think he's looking for the whole network.
Yeah, he could just like it could be more than just Philip and Elizabeth. He could be like take out a bunch of people.
He's definitely got revenge on the brain.
Yeah, because he's tied up in it pretty deep.
He is.
He takes them out. They know it's him, so
Right.
he's got to go. He's got to go beyond just them. So I think he's toast. I think he's gone here. And
Sure, he's going to have to be right.
Stan thing though, I want to get on his side. I really do want to be on Stan's side. If he can figure out who committed these murders, that will help.
Sure.
I thought he was really gracious. That scene with him and the kid was really nice, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He was really gracious with the kid. And I like that Nina called him out, too. He's like, Sanders having an affair. Well, so are you.
Right.
Like, you think you're innocent in this whole situation?
I think she's saying it to make him feel better. Like, why you let it get to you?
It wasn't like it hurt guilting him or anything.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, that had to be like brought up to him. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because he kind of started this whole thing.
Right. No, he did.
It's your fault. Your wife is leaving you. You're closed off and you're cheating on her. She's not stupid.
Yeah. I mean, no one's supposed to feel sorry for Stan at all.
No.
Maybe his kid, but he's so infrequently on the show anyway that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and this season, really, we've seen him maybe once or twice. I like Stan. That's the thing. Is in season 1, he was like one of our favorite characters.
Yeah, he was great.
And then he's just kind of really unraveling. So I want to get back on his side.
I don't know if we get there.
I don't know.
Again, it could be a Walter White situation where he just keeps going down the drain until he's unrecognizable on the other side.
The thing with Walter White, though, is like you get into like season 3 or season 4 of Breaking Bad when he's up against other drug dealers, and you're like, yeah, Walter, let's go.
Sure.
But with Stan, it's like, how are we going to root for him? You know what I mean? He just keeps doing terrible things. And even Philip and Elizabeth, like once again, the toll this job is taking.
Sure.
Highlighted at the end of the episode. She had to kill somebody. He had to force an innocent woman, obviously, to do something god awful.
She didn't want to do for sure.
And she was right. He did kind of just, pip her out. And it's like, that does suck. And he did tell her, though, he was like, I'm worried you're not ready for this. But at the same time, he knew she was going to do it.
Sure.
He knew her. He manipulated her.
There's always a lot of collateral damage.
And the question is, do you think he had her do it because he didn't want Elizabeth to do it?
It's possible. She was willing to do it.
He said that in the episode. And he's like, you know how hard it is to watch, to send the woman I love to go do that?
Right, which is why he sent her instead, right?
Yeah. And so Philip kind of sucks for that one.
No, he does. But again, it was, in theory, it was to protect his wife, but it was really protecting him.
Yeah. It's, what a mess.
It is. It is. And I think part of the fun of the show is I expect it to get a lot messier going forward.
Yeah, I like this. I like it when we get to the end of a great season,
right? And
all these revelations are coming ahead. It's so much fun.
Yeah,
and I hope that Gad and oh my gosh, the Arcady. Arcady.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they have another meeting. I love it. Every time they're head to head, I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah, it's fun to see those two together. I didn't expect it at any point during the show, so I hope that does keep going forward.
Great screen chemistry.
Really, yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.